What's good? Matthew Shack. We're back for the second Motivation Monday. Um, we had a very good turnout, man. I'm very happy and proud to um, come back and continue on our journey and making sure we put things in a proper perspective and get get ourselves where we need to be in life, man. So I just want to say thank you to those people who have returned. And if you're new, we got another video up. Please feel free to go back and check that out. But today's sponsor is my boy, former NBA player Tony Farmer, my college homeboy. His company, Mark Clothing. You can go and pick up some gear if you're a taller gentleman or female. It's designed for you. That's markclothingco.com. So that's our sponsor for today. We're putting on hustlers. Hustlers are putting themselves in position to support Motivation Monday. And, we're going to go ahead and do what we do. First thing I want to say is that in regards to today's topic, if you don't know about this rapper named Meek Mill, he's been in the press lately for a lot of different things. But what I like about Meek Mill is he said one of the most profound things that I've ever heard any rapper or any musician ever say. And that's today's topic. He said, without saying it the way he said it, he said, there's levels to this. So we're going to talk about levels and exactly what is being said in those lyrics. Now, in his context, he's trying to say, there's levels of this. You're not on my level. We don't date the same women. We don't eat the same food. We don't wear the same clothing. That could be looked at as a diss or looked at as I'm better than you. I don't choose to look at it in that fashion. I look at it from an inward perspective, and I'm looking at it as I need to be on a certain level. I need to carry myself on a certain level. In other words, you don't expect a first grader to act like an eighth grader. You don't expect an eighth grader to act like a 12th grader. You don't expect a 12th grader to act like a college graduate, and so on and so forth. That's obvious. What isn't so obvious is the eighth grader who acts like a first grader, the 12th grader acting like an eighth grader, and the 12th grader, let me just say that again. The college graduate acting like a high school person. How about that? That's something we don't expect. We don't expect those type of things, but they happen all the time. You see grown folks not acting on a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Not being on the proper level. So there's levels to this. Okay? That's obvious. But what I'm talking about is in your journey as far as getting what it is that you're trying to get in life. You got to understand where you are. You got to understand what level you're on first. You know what I'm saying? Once you've understood that level, you need to seek out other people as a gauge to be able to reach to that next level. You know what I'm saying? If you want money and you want to increase your finances, you don't hang around with somebody who don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? There's an old saying that, you hang around three broke people, you're going to be the fourth broke person. So you don't want to, if you want to acquire a level of financial freedom, you need to hang out with somebody who is either approaching that or has that same goal or who's doing those type of things, or put yourself around those people. You know what I'm saying? If you're a creative person, you need to be around creative people. If you are trying to be athletic and you're trying to get yourself in shape, you ain't hanging around people who's over there at, hanging out over at, Baskin and Robbins, scarfing down a damn chocolate sundae, unless you crazy, because that's not conducive to getting yourself in shape. You need to hang around people who go to the gym. You need to hang around people who have the uh, proper attitudes and the proper goals and aspirations. You know what I'm saying? So there's levels to this, and you have to understand that. It, and a lot of times that means you're going to have to find a way to excommunicate yourself from those who are on a level that you don't want to be on anymore. And, you know, this is the type of stuff that, our Mondays are going to consist of. It's going to consist of being on a certain level in yourself. That doesn't mean that you're going to disrespect somebody else and use that as you're not on my level. That's not what this is about. Everything that we do is all internal, and then we go from the internal to the external. So that's the main thing. We need to make sure that we are in a position to put ourselves around folks that are on that next level. I'll give you a case in point. I don't come from an environment from my family, anybody that's been in the entertainment business. I don't have any outside of cousins that may be they're distant cousins who are doing things in the entertainment industry. So I didn't have anybody to tell me what I needed to do. So for me to be on a certain level, I had to make a decision. I couldn't do what I wanted to do living in the San Francisco Bay Area anymore, even though that's where I'm from, that's where I was raised. But I had to leave and move several times, for me to find the proper level of where I needed to be. First thing I did was I went to Atlanta, Georgia, was out there producing an album out there. And then from there, I came back, and then I moved to Florida and was in, Miami, Florida, and all up and down the coast, and was down there in the South for 2 years. And then I moved back out here to Los Angeles. And before that, back in the days I was living in Los Angeles before that, trying to put myself in position by meeting people, and people who are doing more than me, and people who have more abilities than me and have more opportunities than me, and, integrating myself with them so I can acquire the level that I'm on today. And being around certain people of a certain caliber has made me very cognizant that everything I always thought I could do because it's right in front of me. I'm around A-list celebrities. I'm around top-notch musicians. I'm around actors and actresses and directors, and I can get on the phone and call people, and people know who I am and all that. That doesn't mean I'm on their level, but what it does mean is that level is acquirable. It is very much acquirable because I know people who are on a certain level, and I understand there's levels to this. There's none that benefits me to understand there's levels to this. Now I'm in position, just like you need to be in position, to be able to take advantage of that. You take advantage of these things, you're going to be better off if you're trying to reach your goal. You don't want to be frustrated with your goals. Okay? I always have to give you the flip side of that, because you're going to have people who aren't going to, they're not going to appreciate that. You always got to be careful of the people who don't appreciate your aspirations, whether it be, I said in previous, videos, snide remarks, or telling you, whispering behind your back, or, dry snitching, or telling somebody something so it can get back to you. Oh, he thinks he's this, or she thinks she's that, or she ain't what she thinks she is, and he isn't what he think it is. You got to understand there's levels to this. Okay? Get that through your head. Levels. They're on their level, which is fine. Nothing wrong with the level they're on. But they're not on the level you are trying to get on, or that you're on. Okay? You have to understand that, man. You're going to find a whole lot of that. Okay? It ain't really about, they're hating. The word hater is the most overused terminology out there. That has become the biggest excuse for everything. He hating, she hating, they this and that. Man, who cares, man? When you're on a certain level, you're going to get hated on. The higher you climb up, the more haters you're going to get. So you better get used to it. If you're adverse to having haters, and haterism is something that you can't deal with, you need to knock them levels down, get back down on the concrete, and, get back on street level, and you won't have them issues. You know what I'm saying? But if you're trying to climb the ladder socially, economically, spiritually, in relationships or whatnot, that's a whole nother avenue that we're going to get into later, is the relationships and how those levels of relationship, dating, let's start in order, messing around, dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, engagement, marriage, babies, fathers, mothers, baby mama, baby father, whatever. Okay? Those are levels. We all understand that. But those can be convoluted as well. But we're going to stick to business right now because this is what we're talking about. So, to stay motivated, you got to understand that there's levels to this. Okay? Understand what level you're on, because you can't get anywhere unless you know where you are. That's just like a compass. You got to know where you're at so you can get to where you're going. If you don't know where you are, you're going to always be lost. It don't matter what direction. You're always going to be lost. You ain't going to never know where you're going if you don't know where you are. That's how GPS works. It tracks where you are, then it judges from where you are level to where you're going. Other level. I'm going from A to B. Okay? So it's the same thing. So understand what level you're on. Seek people who are on a level that you're trying to reach to. And don't pay attention to the naysayers who are trying to let you know that you may either think you on a level that you really ain't on or not on, or they don't want you to be on, or they don't support the level that you're trying to get on. Okay? Those are the main things that I wanted to discuss today. Those levels, seek those levels out. Water seeks its own level. You know what I'm saying? That is something that you should understand. Water is like the perfect example of what I'm talking about. You put water in any type of container, it's going to become that container. It's going to always be leveled off. It's always going to find a way to be even across. That's what I'm talking about. Find a way to be water. It might sound like some Bruce Lee stuff, but Bruce Lee is a hero of mine, so it's all good. Can't be wrong with Bruce. But the premise of that is very much what we're talking about. Seek your own level. Get on a level. Understand there's levels to this. Understand it's a staircase going up. Understand it's a staircase going down. That's another thing. A lot of people, they step on folks on the way up, and then when they got to go back down, they running back into them same people.